The most important thing is linking practical skills with theory. So in lectures we can give them ideas about management or how aquatic systems work, but until they go into the field, they see how the equipment works, they get a chance to use it, see the limitations and where different sampling equipment can be used. Applying that in the field and then the results they get from their field work, linking that back to what they've learnt in lectures, means that when they leave university they're better placed to use those skills, to be able to manage aquatic systems or use sampling gear, the right gear in the right location. Yeah, there's not many places, particularly, well, city universities don't have that opportunity because we don't have big urban areas. So even when we get to the bottom of the river systems, they're still in pretty good condition. So the Bellinger River is one of the best rivers in terms of health on the north coast, which means we can take advantage of some pristine swamps that drain into some really nice rainforest streams. They drain into the lower floodplain areas and we can look at those and there start to pick up some of the management impacts. And then follow that all the way to the coast, where the Bellinger River specifically has salt marsh, endangered ecological community. It has coastal lagoons that has unique management issues to do with a human population, an urban area around them. So all those things link together, and the drive along the way is good for students to see. The road follows the river, so if you're trying to get students to look out the window and have a look at the changes in the landscape as we head downhill, when we get to the bottom we can start drawing back on those ideas that they see. More than 50% of the headwaters of the Bellinger River is in state forest or national park. So it means that there's a large portion of it that drains good quality land. But they're short rivers, so the short coastal rivers are generally high energy systems. So it gives us a chance to look at what floods do. So 2 weeks ago and then 6 weeks before that, we had some pretty major floods in the Bellinger River and the tributaries that we looked at. So it gives us a chance to look at how floods shape systems. They're natural events. When we overlay human populations and grazing and agriculture over those, we tend to get differences. So the EcoHealth program is a program we established from UNE in collaboration with local governments from the Hastings, so from the Port Macquarie Council all the way to the Queensland border to the Tweed, Brunswick. And so each year we move to a different catchment and we look at the invertebrates, the riparian zones, the water quality, the fish, and the geomorphic, so the evidence of erosion and those kind of impacts. Exactly what the students have done this last week. So each year we move to a new catchment, and in that catchment we measure those things over a 12-month period and then use those to calculate a health index. So much like a report card you take home from school, sites that are pristine might get an A and sites that are really disturbed might get an F. So one of our outputs is to produce a report card, and that report card goes to all members in that local community. So we've made report cards that go out with rates notices, and we've made big posters that go in town halls and schools. So we've made them specifically for different rivers or different areas for whatever purpose. So it's an education and communication process as much as it is a scientific one. The students are learning real work methods. So the methods they use for looking at riparian vegetation, they're using our rapid assessment methods, the invertebrate sampling, the water quality sampling. All the equipment that they're using is the same as our research equipment. It is our equipment. And so the lab skills, the field skills and the data that they collect are exactly what we do as a research group when we're doing those health assessments. And so the 2 sites that we went to for this class are sites that we go to when we do our health assessment. So that helps the students because we have long-term data. So we've got 10 to 12 years now of this kind of information, and they can start to see long-term trends, how sites respond to floods, learning and using methods that are very relevant when they leave university and get a job. And the data are very useful for us as well.